Hi guys, welcome to POMCLOSET. Today I'm going to be showing you how to knit a very simple tube top, crop top by using this Addi Express machine. This has been requested, so I'm going to show you how I do this. What do we need for this project apart from the Addi King Size Express? Most of you probably familiar with this machine. It's a manual machine with 46 needles, very simple to use. You basically just gonna knit row or the flat panel, so you can do both. And for this top I'm gonna show you how I do this. What else do we need? Today I'm gonna be using the cotton yarn from the Gruno, the German yarn. It's 100% cotton. So here you can see one ball weight 50 grams with 115 meters. How much do we need for this top? I will write down in the description below after we've done it. And we will need a 4mm crochet hook, the pair of cutter, the yarn needles, the tape measure and some stitch markers. To begin with, it's going to be exactly the same as a few of my items that I have been using this machine. Basically just gonna cast on from the first stitch. So you can see the black one is the number 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 until you get to 46 needles. This is the amount of the needles on this machine, but we will need only 44 stitches for this project. By casting on, you need to position the yarn on the first needle and then just go front back like this. Very simple. I have done a few items with this machine, so you can check them out also. So cast on for 44 stitches, zigzag, zigzag, front back, and here's my 44. I will put the yarn back into the yarn slot and make sure all the yarn are under the needles. Put it back in the yarn slot and push it down, close the yarn slot and clear the roll. So it goes back to 0, and then we need to knit backwards. I will go slow first, so all the needles need to catch the yarn. So just keep going slow first. The first few rows seems to be a bit difficult, but if you go slow, then you can control the yarn and the machine. First row done, and then the second row just go backwards. So keep going backwards, forwards, and we are going to knit for 30 rows. I'm done 30 rows of the straight knitting, so now we need to cast off. By casting off, it's very simple. Let's get the yarn out of the yarn slot and just rotating the rotator. So we need to transfer the yarn from the machine onto the crochet needle and just get it out like this. And then I will pull the yarn through once. For the next needle, transfer the yarn onto the crochet hook like this, so you have 2 loops, and then you pull the yarn through once and then chain 1. Next stitch, transfer, pull the yarn through once and chain 1. So I will put the stitch markers on the first stitch where we starting to cast off. Next stitch, transfer the yarn slip and chain 1. So keep repeating this until you reach the last stitch on the other side. And this is the last stitch where I cast off, and then I chain 1 at the end. So you will end up having something like this. And the measurement, we need to measure this piece. So this top is size small, and the measurement around the bust side is 34 inches. So this one is one piece for the front or the back, you can decide. So they are all the same. And the measurement is around 17 inches, so that is perfect for the small size top. This machine you can only do size small or size M. So that depends on the design and depends on the yarn. This one is 4-ply cotton. It's very thin yarn, not too thin, but thin enough. And we can create this top here. You can see it's going to be a bit see-through. But anyway, you can do the bras push-up sewing, or you can wear the bras inside and then wear this top on top. So I will leave this ends like this first, and I'm gonna work on the bottom part of the top where we starting to cast on, so you can see they don't look too nice. So by doing this, I need to find the first stitch where we casting on, so you can see how it looks like compared to this part where we just cast off. So this part here looks a lot nicer. On this one here we need to work this out. So what I would do, I need to pull the yarn here from my right hand side, and pull it like this, and then I will cut it, and I will reconnect the yarn on the other ends. So we need to work on this part here. I need the bottom part to look nicer. Now we need to find the first stitch. So we just have to be careful because we can lose the stitches. First stitch is here. So I will pull the yarn through. I will pull the needles through and then pull the yarn through. And the second one, you can just see here, there's a little loop here. Once we cut the yarn off, so you see the end here, and I almost lost it. I need to put it back on the crochet hook, pull the yarn through and then chain 1, because I need this part to be exactly the same as on this side. For the next stitch, you can see here, so the yarn, I will pull the needle through, pull the yarn through, chain 1. The next stitch, you just have to be careful. We can lose the end easily. Pull the yarn through, chain 1. Next stitch. So better hold this part here, otherwise once these ends get lost, and then it's quite difficult to get the stitches back together. Pull the yarn through, I will chain 1, and next stitch. I'll do this slowly. Pull the yarn through, chain 1, so you can see on this end it looks similar to the other end, and at the end you will end up having the same size, which is 17 inches, same as on the other side. So I will keep doing this until I reach the last stitch. And here is the last stitch of the row, and then I'll chain one. I will leave the yarn like this first because we need to attach it into another piece. So you can see here it looks a lot better on the edge, both sides. It's a big curl on this part, but that is okay because we need to do the ribbing on top of these. And the measurement of the length, I would say it's about 5.5 inches, and the width of this top is 17 inches. So now just do exactly the same as on this piece. So do one more piece of these, and then we will bring the two pieces together and then connect them. So now I have two pieces done. They are exactly the same size, same cast on, same amount of the rows. Now we need to connect them together by, you can lay any piece down, so it doesn't matter which one's front or which one's back. And then I will put the knit side to the knit side like this, and make sure you put the stitch markers on the corner where you cast off. So now you have the right side, which is the knit side, and knit side facing each other, and you will need lots of stitch markers to put on the side. So I will do the other side as well. I have the stitch markers on both sides here, left and the right side, and also I still have the yarn, the ends on the other part and on this part as well. So we're going to use them to connect these two pieces together by doing this. Here's my first stitch markers, and I need to pull the needles through and then try to get the yarn from the other side through this piece. So the first stitch through, I'm just gonna do the basic stitch. So we're gonna do the slip stitch. I'm just gonna do the front back like this. Next one, there is no specific stitches, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go with the length of this stitch here. Sometimes I can't explain, sorry. But front, back, pull the yarn through, front, back, pull the yarn through, so make sure it's not too tight or too loose. So keep doing this until you reach the end of these two pieces, and do the other side as well. I'm going to start from where I have the yarn left here and just work along on this part. So the sides are got attached to each other, and I'm just going to leave the ends like this. So now move on to the ribbing part. By doing the ribbing for the top, I'm just going to leave the ends like this, and then you do the slip knot. So here for weaving later, 6-7 centimeters, that should be okay. Do the slip knot and chain up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then plus 2. Do the half double crochet on the third change, and do the half double crochet until you reach the last stitch of this row. At the end of the row you will have 7 of these half double crochets, and row 2 you just need to change 2, turn the work, and then do the half double crochet on the third stitch, back loop only, half double crochets, back loop only, and keep repeating this until you reach the last stitch. So make sure you have 7 of these half double crochets on each row. At the end of the row, you will just change to turn the work and repeat this row, and keep doing this until you get the length of the bust size. So for size small, I'm just gonna go for 34 inches. So I will do the length of 34 inches because that would cover around my bust. And I'm done with the ribbing. The length of this strap is around 34 inches, and I always put the stitch markers in the middle so I know where is the half part of the strap. So now we need to connect these 2 parts together. What I will do, I'll turn this piece towards myself because I need the yarn from the back piece to pull through. Pull this through, and then I will go for back loop to back loop. So here's the back loop, and then you just pull the yarn through. Second stitch, back loop, here's the back loop, pull the yarn through. I will do this until I finish every stitch. So after you've done this part, you will end up having something like this. Here would be the inside part, and here would be the outside. Now we need to connect these straps with the top that we have just done. I will leave it like this. I will pull the yarn first like this so it doesn't get lost. And to attaching this top part with the straps here, we need to turn the top into the right side. So we need the right side facing the right side. So you need to position the straps like this. This is where I put the stitch markers on, and then I need to attach it to the top. Turn it like this. And here's the side and stitch markers. Now you need to work on this part, so by folding this ribbing into half and put the stitch markers on. And then fold the body part in half. And just get where the ribbing part is and put them together. So I will keep going round with the stitch markers, and then I'll get back to you. I have lots of stitch markers on this part here, so now we need to attach these 2 pieces together. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start from where we have the yarns left off. So you can see I have just equal on the length of the tops and this ribbing, and the front side, the knit side, is facing me. For the ribbing, they can be used both sides. So we're going to start from this corner, get it first stitch markers out, and I will use just pull the yarn. We start from the first stitch. Here is where we combining the ribbons together. Put the yarn, the needles through. So by here. So what we're gonna do, I'll put the yarn through first, and then I will just gonna go for a slip stitch to wherever this part can go through. No specific stitches. I will move on to the next stitch. So as long as they are equally with the length here, put a yarn through like this. So make sure you don't get too much of this part, otherwise you have the big giant part inside here. So I will keep going with the front back slip stitch, front back slip stitch, and just keep checking the work on the other side as well, so you see that should be okay. So I will continue doing this until I reach the other side, the other end where we started. Just keep going round. And I have reached last stitch here. I need to cut the yarn off, so let's check on these parts here. Here's the side of the top, and here's the other side of the top. So all the ends you have got left here, you just weave them in. So here's the top part. You just need to adjust it. So I will do one more piece of these ribbing, and then I will attach it into the bottom part of this top, and then we get back to do the straps for these. Alright guys, so the ribbons got attached onto the body part. So I have the ribbons on the top part and the bottom part. Now we need to do the straps. By doing the straps, you need to fold the piece in half, and then just put the stitch markers on, and then measure from the middle part outwards to the side. This is 3 inches, and from the middle part to this stitch marker is also 3 inches, so it will be 6 inches in the middle part here. So now we need to work on the straps for this top. Grab the yarn. I will work from the left hand side first. So get the stitch markers out, starting from here. Get the yarn, put the yarn through, and then tie it. And we're just gonna do the same as this ribbing, the same stitch. So I will change 2, and then I'll do half double crochets on the next stitch. Half double crochets, 1 here, 1 half double crochet next to it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna go for 5. So I have 2 chains and 4 half double crochets, and then you turn the work, go to the 3rd chain, 2 half double crochets. So the total would be 5 of the half double crochet, including the 2 chains from the beginning. So then change 2, turn the work and just repeat row 2. Keep doing this until you get the length of the shoulder straps. For me, I'm just gonna go for 14 inches so I can connect the straps onto the back piece, and I'm gonna repeat on this side as well. So make sure you work from, this is the center, and from here to the first stitch is 3 inches, and on the other side you measure from here to here is 3 inches. So I will work from, I'll count backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you need to reconnect the yarn here and then change 2 and then do half double crochets on the next stitches, so you get also the same amount of the stitches as on this side, and do it for the length of 14 inches, and then we get back to connect the straps onto the back. I'm done with 2 straps for this top here, and the length is 14 inches. I have ended up with 31 rows of these half double crochets. We need to cut off the yarn, so we need to sew the ends with the other side of the top. So on the back piece, you can see I have put the stitch markers. Here's where the center of the top on the back piece, and then the measurement from the center part to the first stitch markers. Here is 3 inches, and from the center to this stitch markers also 3 inches, so exactly the same as the front piece. Now we need to just sew the straps onto the back. So I will turn it and get the yarn needles and just put the yarn through. So the stitch markers here, I'm just gonna sew it, but I will actually, we need to do it from the inside so it doesn't look too ugly. So take the stitch markers out, and then starting from the first stitch, and basically just sew the stitches to each other. So the straps got attached onto the back piece, and I'm just gonna weave in the ends. I'll go to the other side. So on the first stitch here is a bit loose, so I'm just gonna repeat this part here. So make sure it's tight enough. When you wash it, the ends doesn't come out. So I will do this with the other side as well, and I will also weave in all the ends. Alright guys, so the straps are done. They got attached to the back of this top, and the top is size small, that would fit 32-34 inches bust size. The armholes here, the measurement, when you measure from the top part to here, that would be 10 inches and 20 inches round, same as on this side. The measurement of this body part, so we already have it, that was 17 inches and 34 inches round. And from this part here, the length of this top is around 7 inches. So we have all the measurements, and I really hope you liked the tutorial guys. This top is very easy to make as long as you have the Addi Express machine with 46 needles, and you just follow my tutorials, so you will end up having something similar to this. You can do this in the other color of your favorites. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Follow my Instagram. If you ever made any of my tutorial, you can share the picture by hashtag POMCLOSET, tagging POMCLOSET as well. So thanks for watching guys, and I will see you in the next video.